Hey, welcome back. Are you struggling to create images for your laser or CNC? Confused about the different formats of graphics and what works for your projects? This video's for you. We're going to show you an easy way to create graphics from stuff you can easily find on the old interwebs and make it your own. We're going to cover this in Lightburn for lasers and Vectric Desktop or Aspire for CNCs and how to work between the two, so stay tuned. So, a graphic designer I am not. One could say I'm a graphic mangler or wrangler depending on who you ask, but I need to be able to create or manipulate various graphics for laser and CNC designs. I want to show you some easy methods to do this. Today we're going to be working with hearts. How to create unique looking hearts for your design. So to start out with, I usually go out to Google Images and type a search word in like heart. This is a good time to talk about bitmap versus vector images. Bitmap graphics are made up of dots to form a shape. Photos are bitmaps of dots of various colors. Line drawings or vectors are made up of lines that are connected to form a shape. The benefit of a vector is you can scale it or resize it smaller or larger without the loss of quality. Bitmaps can sometimes be sized smaller but rarely larger because you start seeing the space between the dots and they become fuzzy. Lasers will handle bitmaps fine as long as you don't resize it too much. CNCs or vinyl cutters like the Silhouette or Cricut require a vector-based file because it works in paths or lines. So today we're going to convert those images, which are bitmaps, into vectors so we can use them on both of our machines. So to get a bitmap into a vector we can work with, we need to trace the outline of the image. Some software does better jobs than others when it comes to tracing. Here you see me tracing that image in Vectric Aspire, and while I get it done, it isn't the greatest, so we're going to need to clean things up a bit. You see me here getting rid of some of the extra stuff that we don't need in our design that it thought it needed to trace when it did it. I'm going to blow this up a little bit bigger so it will cut correctly and create a toolpath for it, and when we preview it, this is what we end up with. So not bad. It's a little rough around the edges, but not bad. Now let's do the same thing in Lightburn. I right click on a bitmap file I just dropped in and click on Trace Image. Now to make it bigger. That looks like a cleaner version, so Lightburn did a better job tracing this image. So let's export this to an SVG vector file and drop it in Vectric Aspire. A little cleanup and we're ready. Comparing the two, the Lightburn version is a little smoother and will make a better product. Let's try another simple heart. This time it has some background clutter that could prove to be a little more difficult. In Lightburn it looks good, but I have a double line. Since vector files are treated as a group of line objects, I can click on the inner line and hit the delete key, and it's gone. Easy peasy. I'll export it from Lightburn and save it to my drive. I can then drag it into Vectric. Comparing the two, you can see Lightburn is so much better. I have just recently started using the trace option in Lightburn and Vectric Aspire. Before, I was using Inkscape, which is free and cool, but I found myself cussing it a lot. My wife has a Silhouette machine and the program, and it probably does the best job of tracing I've ever used, but I don't always have that available to me. So use what works for you. But remember, you can move files back and forth between programs to create some cool stuff. I might want to cut out the heart and then laser engrave it. So after I get the image sized the way I want it and I cut it on the CNC, I then export the vector file from Aspire and pull it into Lightburn so I can line up my engraving exactly the way I want it. So being able to go back and forth is critical to what I do, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for you. Finally, a bonus tip. I had a friend stop by the other day and show me this. It blew me away. Something so easy. In Aspire, I start a new file. Then I create a square. Let's make this a little bigger so you can see it. Next, I rotate the square 45 degrees. I then select the node editing mode. I right-click on the left top line and select arc. The program creates an arc line from my straight line between 2 points or nodes. I repeat the process on the upper right line. And boom, baby, we've got a cool looking heart. So cool, I need it in Lightburn also. I tried to create this in Lightburn and it wasn't having it. It doesn't have the same tools, so I export it from Aspire and drop it into Lightburn just like before. So different software have strengths and weaknesses. Just figuring out what works the best for you can sometimes be a struggle. I hope this video has helped open some options for you. Drop a comment below and let us know if this type of content helps, or if you have a tip you want to share, please leave us a note. Until next time, get out there and make something cool.